you wanted the love so badly. The love was there, it was available, you could feel it, you could taste it, you could touch it, but you also then would come up against your stuff, and you couldn't get around it, you couldn't get through it, you couldn't get away from it, you couldn't get rid of it. And you know, like, how are you going to do this? You know, you're exploding. How do you get back to that love? It's there, you want it. And then he would like do stuff that would bring that stuff up, and it would get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you'd just be ready to like kill yourself, and then he'd look at you and go like, and it would all disappear. And you go, you're home again, you know. And then 10 seconds later, there it is again, you know. And it was that's you could assume that that's how he taught us. That's how he would open us. He would give us access to that place, and our hearts would just jump into it. And then we'd come up against our fears and our stuff, and we'd start closing off. And he'd let us close off. He'd let it, you know, it's like an abscess, you know, and then he'd just kill it, you know, with love. He just, many times he let us, it appeared as if he really let us burn for a long time, you know, in our stuff, because it just was so intense. And then he would just look at you and giggle, and you'd forget your stuff. You just,
I got caught in righteousness, and he wasn't caught in righteousness.
He was just doing his Leela.
He was just playing. Doing his Leela.
Yeah. But that's a hard path, I mean, and that's a demanding path, actually, because
there's no protection.
Yeah, I mean, the matter of love, and when it feel like it's going away,
yeah.
It's so devastating. And looking at how you didn't come and get it, you didn't meet it,
yeah.
You know, is devastating.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a hard path.
It's so hard. You see people these days try to meditate, do asanas, and do some little this, little that, you know, and you realize they're not actually going for what they really want, you know. They're not really, they're doing what they hope is good for them to some degree, but it's kind of, it's fear-based, and they're really increasing their, well, on one level they're increasing their separateness, which is sometimes a good thing. And they're also trying to calm the mind down and do all stuff, which is a good thing too. But people are afraid to really go for that love, you know, they're afraid they're being taken over by somebody, or they're, you know, entering into a cult they'll never get out of. And stuff like that happens, you know, difficult stuff, because when you deal with the heart, when you deal with that love, what protection can you have, you know? If you don't go for it, you don't get it. And if you don't get it, if you don't feel it, you can't go for it, you know? So if you close yourself off and don't let yourself feel, you never get it.
That's well said. Well said.
So it's just a hard, it's so difficult for people, you know. But on the other hand, don't you think that when you do feel it, when the karmas arrive, that you do come into that contact, there's no choice. You know, at that moment, you fall in love, into that love. You know?
There's no choice at all. There is no choice at all. He's there, and you're there, and there's no choice at all.